What is up, guys? It's Ryan with Sandbox Media. Welcome to the very first gameplay that's going to be up on the channel. So today, I've got a gameplay where I just teach these dudes how to play Call of Duty, basically. I go nuts on these guys. It's a little bit slow at first, but it picks up in the end. I go on like 11 kill streak. It's a really nice gameplay, in my opinion. So, the thing I wanted to talk about in this very first commentary that I'm uploading is I want to talk about the top 5 things that COD WWII has to do to keep people playing the game for the full year that it's going to be out before the next Call of Duty is out. So I've noticed the last few years that people have really jumped ship after like 3 or 4 months on the Call of Duties, and people just stop uploading it and stop playing it. They go back to multi-COD and other games like Overwatch and Battlefield, those types of games. So there's really 5 things I think they need to do to really stop that from happening. So the first one is going to be, I think they had to stop with all the stupid character customization stuff that you can do. And I'm noticing that in really the last 2 games that have released for them, which is Modern Warfare Remastered and Infinite Warfare. You know, it may seem okay at first, and it's really like harmless in terms of like gameplay and stuff, but what it does is it takes resources away from them that they could be using to improve the actual gameplay and the maps and things that actually matter. Because let's face it, you're not even going to see your character while you're playing. The only time you're going to see him is on the menu. So therefore, in my opinion, it's just a little silly to waste those kinds of resources, and I guess it brings in some money for them, but I just don't get why people spend money on that stuff, and I would really like for them to invest more resources into other things that I think would make the game better, and better for everybody, instead of people that are sort of obsessed with the customization aspect of it. Now, with weapon camos and stuff, that's totally fine, because you do see that stuff while you're actually playing, but in terms of just like the character, the way he looks, that kind of stuff, it's just silly in my opinion. But that's just my opinion. So number 4, this fourth thing they have to do, I'm doing this list backwards, by the way. I'm saving the best for last. So the 4th thing that I have written down here is they have to start doing double XP weekends and start adding in fun game modes such as like Prop Hunt. That's real popular right now on Modern Warfare Remastered. I've been playing that a lot. They have to start doing that more. So what that does is when they start noticing their numbers dipping a little bit in terms of how many people get online per day, I think they need to start doing the double XP stuff more. That brings people back. It brought me back for sure. And the Prop Hunt game, that is like super duper fun. I'm so glad they added that in, even though they did rip it off of Gary's mod. But it's so fun because I was able to get people that on my friends list that aren't big on Modern Warfare Remastered. I was able to get them in there, and they were having fun with it, and it was just a good time. And you know, sometimes it's nice to have sort of a break from the standard traditional gameplay that you have with Call of Duty. Next up, the third thing that I have, the third most important thing, is, in my opinion, they've got to start supporting competitive more. Now, I think that what I've seen from the gameplay that I've seen from like Drifter and the people that got to go out to COD, the COD XP event or whatever it was where they got to play it, it looks like they are going to support that more, just the subtle signs that I picked up on. You know, they added a new game mode called War, which looks like it would be super nice for competitive gameplay. Also, another thing is they had, like I mentioned in that video where I'll link it right now, it was basically, they put all the different sections of the map, like where you are on the map, they put like a little call out up in the top left corner. That's super nice. So it looks like, just from the subtle signs, to me anyway, that they're thinking about maybe supporting competitive. And I know with Black Ops 2, that game was super supportive of competitive players. I mean, that's when the competitive scene for Call of Duty really took off. And in my opinion, it's really what kept people sort of engaged in that game for so long. It was the aspect of being able to hop on and go into league play and sort of play competitive and play with people that are tryhards, and it sort of filtered out the tryhards from the regular public matches, so people didn't have to, you know, people that weren't really looking for sort of a really competitive style of game and sort of just go in there and play casually. So it was nice to have that aspect, and they haven't, for some reason, they haven't been able to recreate that, in my opinion. I think they tried it with the previous Call of Duty. Can't even remember what it's called. I just didn't even play it. I think it wasn't Advanced Warfare. It was one after it. Whatever. So, you know, that's my opinion. It was Black Ops 3. That's the one. But anyway, that, in my opinion, would be really beneficial for Call of Duty, to just really support that competitive gameplay stuff that, like they did in Black Ops 2. That was like the pinnacle of Call of Duty competitive, in my opinion. So, number 2, we're finally almost to the top of the list. I think they have got to stop with the supply drop stuff. I mean, I realize that it's going to be in the game, like, to a certain extent, but with Modern Warfare Remastered, it's absolutely ridiculous. Like, all the different aspects, sorry, I just moved my camera, all the different aspects that that they have on that supply drop is just ridiculous. Like all of the extra guns that they've added, all like the bonus parts, not being able to get certain guns until you have like unlock a certain amount of bonus parts so you can buy the upgrades or whatever, and you can only do it when you have enough depot. You only get bonus parts. You know, it's just too complicated. It's a way to rip money from people, and I just hate it. I hate supply drops, and I think that turns a lot of people off. I really do. I think it probably hurts them in the long run versus their short-term gains, which is it. They do make some money off of it, I'm not going to lie. I'm sure they make money or they wouldn't be putting it in the games. But I think long-term, you're hurting yourself. So, number one, the most important thing that COD World War II has to get right, in my opinion, is the map design. So, you've heard me, if you watched this channel for a little while, you've heard me talk about this three-way highway style map system. So, I'm going to use the example of and this, not in District, but let's say like on Crash in Modern Warfare Remastered, you've got that left side where it's like sort of an alleyway going up to the spawn point where the A flag is, and then you have the middle where the helicopter is, and you have on the right side, you have that tall building that you can go up top and then just sort of snipe down. That's a three-lane highway map. Same thing with Grind. If you played Grind on Black Ops 2, you have that middle portion, you have the right side, and you have the left side. So, it's my cat. That's what I mean. Hijack, that's another example from Black Ops 2. You can go straight up the middle, you can go on the either side, go through the cabana on the right side, or you can go on the other side, like on the other side of the boat where you can jump off or whatever. It's that three-lane system that keeps it fun, it keeps it engaging, it keeps it sort of organized, but at the same time sort of chaotic. So in my opinion, they have got to make maps like that. The worst Call of Duty in the freaking world with maps was Ghosts. It was awful. So I think if they do these 5 things, I think you're gonna see a lot more people stay on Call of Duty for the whole year or closer to a year, maybe that 8-month mark, than you previously have in the last 3 or 4 Call of Duties that have released. I know Black Ops 2, just from my remembering, if I'm remembering correctly, which I think I am, that game's lifespan was super long, and some of that is to do with the following games not being up to par. But nevertheless, I think you have to, for them, in my opinion, to really sort of revive the series. Not that it's almost dead or anything, but to revive it, you have got to do these 5 things. You've got to think of ways to improve and keep people engaged and keep people coming back and wanting to play more. And I think these 5 suggestions that I have are really the key to that. So if you guys enjoyed this, please subscribe. I'm going to be uploading stuff like this all the time. Otherwise, I hope you had a great day, and I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.